what you do,
below
John, is you
surface.
take a dip angle to the horizon, and that'll give you your glow.
Oh yeah, definitely, but it'll be below surface level for sure.
Well, when you take the dip angle, after you've done that, you then add in whatever amount of over 6R that's necessary to back engineer it into a glow. So let's just say it was 12 over 6R today, and tomorrow it was 9 over 6R, and the next day it was 15 or 120 over 6R, whatever
It'll
it
never
is.
be level. It'll never be level though. It'll never be surface level, no matter how many numbers you put in front of that R.
But what you have to do, John, is you have to ignore the fact that every day you go out there, you get the exact same dip angle from the exact same location to the same horizon.
Welcome. Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a PayPal, Patreon, crypto, and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. Now, we are joined by Chocolate Saiyan, trying to join in the middle of my introduction. Thank you very much indeed. Neil, Refracted Curvature, The Adam Meakin, Brian's Logic, 10th Man Rising, and a whole bunch of people in Discord, so welcome one and all.
Yo, yo,
Hello.
yo. Hello, hello, hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
Let's get going.
Hey, good afternoon.
Yo, yo.
Good afternoon. Welcome one and all. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
Negative.
Black holes.
Who's going to give the red dwarf line? Is it me or Adam? The thing about a black hole, right? The primary defining feature of a black hole, right, is that it's black. And the thing about space, your basic space color, the color of space is that it's black. So how are you supposed to see them?
Well, we know they have to be there.
Do we?
Because of the model. We know they have to be there.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Arwin.
Hey, Arwin. Help me out with this black hole thing. We know they have to be there.
I'm not appealing to Arwin. You got here. You deal with it.
We know they have to be there because we know gravitational lensing is a thing. And we know that happens around black holes.
Okay. No, that's fine. So the viable hypothesis would be
Gravitational lensing?
Sorry, did you forget what a hypothesis was?
Yeah. It's
You did.
You ask yourself a question and you see if you can answer that question with science.
Ask a question.
Oh, I see. So you think? Okay, no worries. Let's just try that out. See if this is open to scientific inquiry based on Brian's. Ask yourself a question. That's Science Buddies, the top Google result for how you do science. Nevertheless, right? Am I going to have a chicken dinner tonight? Is this open to science, Brian?
Well, you could science it.
Okay, fail. Get out. No, you can't. It's not just ask a question, it's much more specific. It's ask a question about what causes the phenomena you're looking at. That's what science is specifically studying. Cause and effect reasoning based on phenomena. So what's happening here when you look at something, yeah, that could be a question you ask, but it's a very specific type of question.
Brian said gravitational lensing.
Science doesn't have lips. That's a reification fallacy. Science is a method. It doesn't have lips. It doesn't say anything.
Does science give you explanations or?
But hold on, isn't science? I mean, the gravitational lensing, that's just an interpretation of something you see.
That speaks directly.
How
So
do you know
maybe
that
listen
is
to what
gravitational lensing and not just something else?
Right, rather than waiting for your turn to speak, maybe respond to what John just said, which directly addresses that, Arvin. Maybe you didn't hear what he said, perhaps.
Sorry, I just came in, so.
No, you came in and he said it, and then you just ignored him because you were waiting for your turn to say that, which is true. Yes, Arvin. What? However, what John said spoke to it directly before you said it, like literally the preceding thing. Do you want to just repeat your question, John? Because it was absolutely pertinent to this.
Right. Does science deal with descriptions or explanations before we move on to
descriptions?
Gravitational lensing.
What's the cesium decay rate, John?
Notice Brian, the potentially playing devil's advocate ball earth believer in this scenario, is immediately pouncing on him, asking him something. Maybe Brian should have this very sternly put to him, John, so that he has to answer it. Because it's dealing with one or the other, and what we've had from Brian so far, I would describe as a description of a black hole that we must have.
Right, but the cesium decay rate is a description that you come to probably while working around explanations, but that doesn't mean the cesium decay rate is science.
But it proves that it proves the time changes the further away from the surface of Earth that you get.
What?
No. Well done. Hold on. Let's just give Brian props for his. Hold on. Stop. Everyone stop. Everyone stop. Everyone stop. Right. Let's just give Brian props. So what Brian has successfully done is moved us just that one step further away from the poignant question he was asked. Now he pounced all over it and has now almost got control of this conversation with his line of questioning. Hang on. What does science do again? Is it describing stuff or is it explaining stuff? Brian.
Explain the cesium decay rate.
No.
Atomic clocks.
Almost. He's still clinging on by his not bad, by his fingernails, let's be honest. I'm going to have to shout out Godzilla. Hopefully this doesn't disturb the flow of Brian. I'm sure he'll rearm and come back with something even better in a second. Right, shout out to Godzilla37. First and foremost, thank you very much for all the support. I certainly need it more than ever. So, the 10th refracted Meakin that kneels before Arwen is nothing to Nathan but chocolate. Knows it's pure logic. Making him a free man. My God, how long did that take you to come up with?
That's creative.
Can you read it again?
Awesome.
Someone else read it.
Well, congratulations, man.
I was enjoying that. The 10th refracted Meakin that kneels before Owen is nothing to Nathan, but chocolate knows it's pure logic, making him a freeman.
Perfect.
Nice.
Thank you. That was epic. Right, now, again, no thanks to Brian in this regard, but we've now got a little bit of distance between the poignant question asked by John, which directly speaks to what Brian's attempting to do on behalf of the ball lad for black holes, right? Science explains things, and it does it through systematic experimentation based on a hypothesis, which is where we open the show. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics, that's to say, give us your cause and effect reasoning based on a phenomena. Now, we're struggling with Brian to get past the actual observation of a phenomena. But we're asking him, beyond that, because he hasn't got there yet, what's the cause and effect reasoning? What's the hypothesis for this, Brian?
The curvature of space-time, which gravity is the most validated, scientifically validated theory in the history of science.
I've got a bit of a problem there, Brian. You know,
Thank God I wasn't drinking my
I had
coffee.
chocolate first. Hold on, Adam. Go on, chocolate.
No, I was just saying, Brian's making me laugh right now. Thank God I wasn't drinking my coffee.
Okay, go on, Adam. What's your problem? Sounds legit to me. Lots of science, right, Brian?
Yeah, well, we're getting gravitational lensing. And I'm just wondering what the phenomena of that is, because I've looked into it, Brian. Turns out that because black holes, they're black, yeah, and space, the basic color of space being black, I looked into it and it wasn't a black hole. It was just a smudge on the screen. So your phenomena's gone. It's gone, mate.
You're trying to get a phenomenon.
Don't rumpus Brian. This isn't fair. Oh, you're all Fundy muting him.
But I'm trying to help him out. You're trying to get a phenomenon from him. But he said the hypothesis is to ask a question. And you just answer the question. What do you need a phenomenon for? There you go.
To figure out what the cause of it is.
Right, Brian?
To be doing science.
Yeah.
Brian watched that wobbly bit on the screen, and he thought it was gravitational lensing.
Eddington proved it in 1919.
Prior to any observation of a claimed composite of a black hole, you're saying it was proven in 1919. It was.
Yeah, he proved gravitational lensing in 1919 when a star that should have been behind the sun was above the sun, and he proved that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Like you prove your theory after you make it. What?
Years afterwards, too.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
No, to be fair, though, he did do that with equipment that couldn't do it, and it wasn't validated by anybody else on his holiday to Africa. So it's pretty valid.
As I said, there's no theory, scientific theory, more valid than gravity. It's been proven over and over again.
Okay, well, you've got that across. Okay, I've got every bit of meat I need. Okay, so theory comes after experiment. Experiment comes after hypothesis. Hypothesis is your presumed cause of an effect you've observed in nature that you want to know what caused it, i.e. you're explaining what happened. So if you, as I explained earlier in response to science buddies, if your question's what's going on here then, then fine. But if your question is in regards to how will I describe this, then not fine. Especially if you haven't actually observed anything yet and you're coming up with a description within a model that's going to be validated at a later date in terms of the observation, not the explanation within science, that's varying a presumed cause to see if it causes the phenomena, but saying you've actually observed it when you composite together various different viewpoints to say you've got the phenomena that you predicted you'd have because you've got to have it. Did I summarise everything? I'm pretty sure I did. That was a long single housekeeping question.
The phenomena was gravitational lensing, and that was proven in 1919.
And that's good. Okay, well, no, I didn't think you'd go there, but we will because we can round it out nicely. Okay, so where's that observed in nature? Say black holes and MF.
So you observe it during a solar eclipse.
Okay, go on.
But that's when you observe it. You observe that the stars are in a different position than they should be during a solar eclipse. Because
what do you mean they should be?
Because now we can see them, whereas we couldn't see them when the sun was shining. So it's obvious that they've been that they've been due to the curvature of space time that they've been warped out of position.
So no. Saying you're wrong about where you predicted something will be is not the same as something occurring in nature. You know, for example, it's day now here. I look in the sky, no stars. As it turns to night, twinkly lights appear. There you go. That's a phenomena. Something happening. You're saying it wasn't where I thought it would be. That's not a phenomena. How are you going to shoehorn in?
It is during a solar eclipse.
It's called a faulty prediction.
Exactly, Owen. I just read up on that. It said with great deliberation, then they agreed all of a sudden.
So there they go. They thought about it and agreed to it. It must be true.
Okay. Meanwhile, science establishes the cause of an effect you want to know the cause of. So if we've not got a phenomena, it's just a wrangle dangle between pipe smoking, slipper wearing